Hello everybody, this is Sylvia Kulczak with soundtherapyhealthcare.com, and you're watching this video because you want to realign yourself to the frequency of health, love and happiness. And today's question has been asked a while ago, and I decided to create a video about this. One of the participants has asked me how do I personally handle the moments of loneliness and depression. Do I actually get depressed? Do I ever feel lonely? And the answer to all these questions is, of course, yes. I'm a human being just like you are, and I have my moments of doubt. I have my moments when basically I ask myself certain questions. And with the current line of work that I do, with the whole fact and the story of me coming across the ocean and doing this wonderful, amazing sound therapy and doing the intuitive readings and coaching people intuitively through their wellness, health problems, life situations that they come to me for guidance and inspiration. As unique and wonderful as it is, it's a beautiful, beautiful vision that I've put into practice, coming all the way from Europe across the ocean. I find that, it can be lonely at times. And I will admit that I have uprooted myself, and I didn't think about it at the time when I did that, but now I start to realize that, I'm living away from my family. I have given so much. I have given up so much, and I have sacrificed so much to be currently in a situation that I'm in and to be able to do all these beautiful things that I thought were possible. So yes, I do feel lonely. And with the loneliness part, all I can say is that the tip that I can give you that helps me out personally when I do have these moments is that I try to realize that it's happening, and I try to ask certain questions. I ask myself a question: am I hungry? Am I tired? And when I feel really lonely, then I just decide to reach out to my family, to my friends, and try to reconnect, try to figure out what's happening in their lives. If I have some doubts, business related, because obviously what I do is very niche, and not too many people understand the concept of vibrational alignment. I mean, many people pretend like they do because everybody is, into healing arts, natural medicine, and everybody says, oh yes, I know what sound therapy is. I've been to a gong bath or a sound bath or whatever, but they don't really. They don't, because if they did, then they would understand that it's a daily practice. It's a daily practice, regular practice of realigning ourselves to the most optimal, highest possible frequencies of ourselves, to the frequency of excitement and joy when you wake up in the morning and you feel truly happy, you feel giddy. Before you even open your eyes, you feel like, oh my gosh, this is going to be an amazing day. And that's a part of it, right? That's a part of it. And then attending a sound therapy session where basically you come in with other participants and you lie down and you just travel to that place and you stay there for a while. And all these amazing healings happen, and then you come out of it. But understanding that this is a daily practice. This is not something that you can just do on a monthly basis or once in a while when you just feel like it, or you remember that, oh, there's a sound therapy session. No, it should be actually your daily practice, because we are designed to vibrate health, love, and happiness. This is our natural state of being. So when we are not in that state of being, when you feel lonely, when you feel depressed, what happens is the frequency and the electricity of the heart changes. And unfortunately, what it does is, since the heart starts beating differently in these states of being, the body, the DNA starts to reproduce cancer cells. It starts to reproduce the sickness cells, and that's confirmed by the scientific research. You can go on the YouTube, and there is a lengthy, over 1 hour video about the electricity of the heart, that basically, yes, if we don't feel our natural state of feeling happy and peaceful and feeling like we love and we are loved, then the body starts to reproduce the sickness cells. So in order to counteract this, we have to understand that we have a duty, we have an obligation to realign ourselves on a daily basis. And if I can help you out with the sounds that I make, more power to you, and I think it's going to be much easier for you. But of course, it is truly important to understand it should be a regular, steady practice, because it takes time to retrain the brain, to retrain the body, and not only to realign yourself, but to stay there, to understand that this is my regular state and I'm going to stay here. I'm not going to come down. I will not allow myself to get pulled down by anybody or anything. And it takes time to figure this out, but it's completely possible. So that's the loneliness part. So the tip that I want to leave you with in order to handle these moments when you feel lonely is, think about this way, that when you feel lonely, you just have to ask yourself a few questions, what it is that you truly need. And whatever it is at the current moment that you need, if it's sleep, if it's food, if it's connecting with your loved ones or family members or friends, feeling like you belong, feeling like, you know, what you're doing makes a difference, then just do that. Be compassionate to yourself. Instead of beating yourself up about a relationship that didn't work out, a very bad divorce that you have been going through, perhaps losing your loved one, I feel we should realize that changes are part of life. And instead of beating yourself up, and instead of being selfish and self-centered and just staying in that frequency of misery, we just have a choice to actually look at it differently. We have a choice to understand that, okay, this didn't work out for this or other reason. And if I've contributed to it, okay, what did I learn from it? And how can I take that wisdom and create something new in my life? Because it's easy just to fall flat on your belly and say, I'm done. I've given up. That's it for me. I will never love again. I will never get into a partnership again, or I will never try to do anything. Being with loved ones, with family members is kind of tricky because then you lose them and then you feel like this. Well, I mean, everybody makes these choices. The question is, do you want to stay there, or are you willing to actually change your life? Are you willing to come out of that zone and do something better for yourself and for other people around you? Because we need you. Like, that's the truth of it. Like, we need one another. So by staying miserable, staying depressed, staying lonely, you're not doing your part. And everybody has a part to do, even if it's something very small. So that's the loneliness part. Now the depression. How do I handle depression? Because yes, I do have these moments when I feel completely depleted and I feel like I'm spent, I'm burnt out, I don't know what else to do. Why did I choose these things that are so niche and they are so unique? And why can't I finally get through to people that I can somehow co-create meaningful, beautiful things that have measurable, tangible results for the people who experience these things and for myself, so that I can have some sort of an oomph in the whole situation and feeling like, okay, this is working out. So with the depression part, I usually find that I'm depleted. I recently have discovered some really amazing supplements that have helped me out to strengthen certain functions of my organs, internal organs, and that has helped tremendously in my digestive processing and how I'm feeling, how my brain is working. So I feel like it's important to take care of yourself, make sure you sleep enough, you eat good foods, you use certain supplements. And if you don't feel like you know what to do, then there are all these resources right now that are out there. And even if you feel confused or lost online, then guess what? I am one of the many people, many natural medicine practitioners that are doing this kind of work. You can always find somebody local, you can give them a call, you can ask for help and guidance, and they can help you to diagnose you and recommend some gentle changes to your lifestyle that will hopefully make you feel different and get you out of the depression. Now, if this is something bigger, if this is a chronic issue, of course, I do recommend that you contact a regular healthcare practitioner and you do certain things under the supervision of a doctor. And at the same time, my feeling is, just like Tony Robbins has mentioned this in his videos, when he has his seminars and he invites people who are truly depressed or had suicidal thoughts to basically, and then he was coaching them through the whole process of going to different places and feeling certain feelings. He says the way you feel is a decision that you make. And it sounds very simplistic. Many people will disagree with this. Many people will say, oh, there are chemical changes in the brain. What do you do with that? This is a serious issue. So to this, I will say, this is all true. I'm not negating any of this. And at the same time, I feel like we have to take a responsibility for ourselves, meaning all these things I mentioned, taking care of yourself, having enough rest, going to bed on time, so that simple things like this can really truly change, take you out of the depression. The fact that you would exercise every day, even if it's a short bike ride or a run or a walk, whatever it is, but being in the fresh air. All these things can really change the feeling in a huge way. It can actually completely alter the feeling of depression and put you into a state of regular health and wellness. But with the depression, my personal observation and my personal insight about depression is that whenever I felt depressed, and there have been a couple of times that I felt this very, very strongly. This past couple of years, I have been through a very bad breakup. Very traumatizing. I have never ever experienced a breakup like this in my whole life, even though I have been in some relationships, and I guess I was lucky. I guess I'm spoiled because I really got amazing partners and amazing human beings who basically somehow it was happening differently, and it wasn't really even close to what I've been through for the past couple of years. So when I think of this, yes, I get sad. I understand that you may feel sad or depressed about something that didn't work out as you planned. Like I say, breakup, divorce, loss of the loved one. My grandmother has died this year in April. So it was a huge blow. And funnily enough, I was dreaming of her a couple of days ago, and we were in a house, and she was in this beautiful house. There was space, fresh air, and light, and I was just telling her how happy I am that she's feeling well right now. And she's like, yeah, I'm doing very good. I'm much better. I'm feeling so great. This is an amazing place that I'm at. And I was like, oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy that you're finally fine. Yeah, because from what I understand, she wasn't really quite happy at my aunt's house where she was taken care of by my aunt. She wasn't quite well over there. So that makes me feel good. I mean, the dream part and the fact that, you know, it helps me at least to process things. So I think paying attention to your dreams, paying attention to certain things, and asking yourself some important questions. But like I say, all these events, we have to understand that we have a choice. We always make a choice to connect or disconnect from ourselves and from people around us. So with the depression part, the biggest thing that I've discovered, asking myself, outside of some bigger events, which takes time to grieve, it takes time to process, and we should understand that it's okay. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to feel broken. It's okay to grieve and feel like, you know, things disintegrated, and to feel that loss and really grieve and wholeheartedly, you know, give away and express these feelings and cry and do whatever it takes so that we can just process it and release all these feelings. And that's a part of the vibrational healing, that vibrations move you and then you just release and let go of whatever is held back. So that's a part of it. And then the second part of it is just understanding what's underneath that depression, asking simple questions, because it's so easy to jump to conclusions and say, oh, I have this chemical disbalance, this has been happening for a period of months, so let me go to a doctor, let me get pills, let me get some medications. And I just want to ask a question. I understand that in some cases this can be very useful. And at the same time, I'm thinking, is this really the way to process and handle things? Is this, like Marianne Williamson, for example, she said in the video with Mary for Leo, they were talking about depression and certain feelings. And Marianne Williamson said herself that she doesn't really believe in medicating these feelings, because there's nothing wrong. And there shouldn't be nothing wrong with feeling depressed and feeling sad. It's a part of the human experience. And just understanding that, oh, I'm going to pop a pill and I'm going to make myself feel better, I don't really feel this is the right solution. I'm not saying it cannot help. It probably can in some cases, and it's recommended by a doctor, but I feel like we should understand that it should be okay. It should be okay to feel sad. It should be okay to feel depressed, and it should be okay to support people who are going through a grieving period and understand them that, okay, this is what's happening, let's hold the space. My personal insight about depression and my personal aha moment came when I was just like, depleted, and I was just feeling very low on my energy, and I just felt like I was feeling depressed. So I asked myself a question. I was like thinking, okay, why am I feeling this way? Why am I feeling depressed? And the answer that came from within is that I felt bored. I felt like just completely disengaged. I'm like, nothing is happening, or I'm not playing, I'm not having fun. And so for me personally, I love and I come to being alive when I'm having fun, when I'm doing things that I'm passionate about. So when I have this moment that I feel like, okay, I'm feeling depressed, then, okay, the boredom sets in, and I'm like, okay, then I'm looking and for the answers, like, okay, what would make me happy? How can I play? And just asking a couple of questions like this and coming up with some like ideas of, okay, why don't I do this? So singing makes me happy. So let me see if I can jam with someone, if I can rehearse with someone, if I can just get into that vibration. Working on some projects that I'm passionate about also helps out in a tremendous way. So then I look and like, okay, let me see if I can find somebody, if I can work on these things, if I can at least do a little bit of a progress into that direction, because that makes such a huge difference. And so these are my ways of handling these moments and handling these feelings. And just like you, I'm a human being. I have highs and I have lows. And somehow over the years, I feel like I'm learning how to handle these moments better, how to handle my lows better, and how to, not so much strive so that it's a straight line, because that kind of would be boring, but how to minimize these low moments and how to make them more softer, so that there isn't such a huge amplitude like in the way I feel, but like maybe like high up and then like a little bit down, like so that's like more steady and stable in the way it happens. All right, so that's it. These are my tips and some inspiration about loneliness and depression. In the comments below, what I would like you to do right now is, if you would be so kind to share with me and other people who are going to watch this video some of the tips, some of the things that have helped you to handle these moments. What has worked for you? when you felt lonely, when you felt depressed. And yeah, so if you would be so kind to share, I would appreciate. All right, I hope this video finds you well, and I'm looking forward to seeing you on Monday for the Monday alignment, or how do I call it? No, I think I call it Monday attunement. Monday attunement, which is the sound therapy sessions that I do at the Pilates studio here in Riviera Village. So the sessions for Monday attunement happen at the Abs Fab Pilates in Redondo Beach at 6:30 to 8:30. So we have 2 hours to do some activities beforehand, do the sound therapy for 1 hour, and then do a little bit of sharing at the end, so that we have enough time to process everything. All right, then I hope you like this video. If you love this video, then like it, share it with your friends, and leave some comments below. So what has worked out for you in terms of loneliness and depression? Share it with us. Every insight, every inspiration, no matter how small, can make a huge difference in somebody's life. All right, thank you, and I'll talk to you soon.